On a previous Cow-Calf Corner, we visited with you about what we called the heritability of some of the reproductive traits in replacement heifers, and the fact that the proportion of differences due to genetics versus the proportion due to the environment, the genetic side was pretty small, and the impact of the environment or the way we handle the heifers was much greater in terms of affecting pregnancy rates and conception rates. Research done here at Oklahoma State University a number of years ago by Dr. Wedeman and some of his students looked at how large heifers needed to be before they started to reach puberty and started to cycle to have a chance to breed in their first breeding season. Basically what he did was keep track of the weights of heifers as they first reached puberty and then followed them through adulthood and found out what their weight was when they were about a 4-year-old cow in mid-gestation in a body condition score 5, and then compared that back to the weight that they were when they actually reached puberty. So if you take a look at this particular graph, it shows the results of his research. And what he found was that if heifers would only reach about 55% of their eventual mature weight, that less than half of them were cycling at that point. Let's use an example. Say that our cows in the herd as adults weigh right at 1,200 pounds on the average. That means that those heifers would have to be about 660 pounds when they reach that 55% of their mature weight, and that's when we would have less than half of them cycling. If we step that up and go to about 720 pounds, which would be 60% of that mature weight, now we pick up another 44% and we get to somewhere near 91% of the heifers are cycling and could be bred early in a breeding season. If we're really interested in putting a lot of pressure genetically to try to select the heifers that seem to have the best DNA to reproduce early in the breeding season, then growing them to only about 55% of their mature weight when we start to breed will help to do that. We need to expect about half of the heifers after the end of a short breeding season to be non-pregnant. They're going to be open, and we'll have to go ahead and make stocker cattle out of them or send them on to market. If we're on the other side of the coin and we're perhaps doing artificial insemination, then we'll want to push those heifers on up to that 60 to 65% of their mature weight, say 720 or 780 pounds at the start of the breeding season. That way we should have a higher percentage of them cycling and have a much higher percentage of them getting bred in a short breeding season. Hey, we look forward to visiting with you again next week on Sunup's Cow-Calf Corner.